Posti initiated a tender for an asset flow tracking solution of their 100,000 roll cages. And the tender process was actually very explorative. Posti began with quite a lot of different use cases that they felt were interesting and asked for us and other providers to enter our ideas for solutions to. And during the tender process, this was then narrowed down until what became the final tender proposal request. The use cases that in the end stood were site inventory of transportation units, Posti's control of transportation unit inventory in customer premises, meaning that Posti will know exactly what unique items, assets are in what customer's possession at any given time. And then, of course, the dashboard reports, that is how all the data captured can be made useful to a human being. And so how did we answer this? What does the solution look like that then addressed these three use cases? It's a BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy based asset management solution. The fundamental principle is we have an asset tag on each of the assets, the roll cages. This asset tag then beacons, in this case, every 20 seconds, sends out a signal, and this signal can then be captured by a smart device. It can be a smartphone or PDA. Posti has 10,000 approximately with their drivers and workforce in general. There is a data capture app that automatically registers all of these pings from the tags, and then the GPS coordinate on the device is logged with the beacon that has been captured. This allows Posti then to geofence different locations, for instance, all their customers' locations. And with geofencing, this means that they now can tell that within a certain geofence, that address belongs to a specific customer, and now Posti has the control of their inventory, their assets, at the customer's premises. The same principle applies to Posti's own locations. They are geofenced, and when a roll cage is seen by the data capture app picking up a beacon from a BLE tag, Posti now know that this particular roll cage is at their own location. Anything in between the geofences is then in transit. So the architecture behind this solution. This actually shows a very good example of a turnkey solution that we have provided. The tag has been developed in partnership with BeyondTag. Everything else, all the other components you see here, they are developed by Lyngsoe and are Lyngsoe IP. And asset flow management solutions built on this architecture, they are all commercial off the shelf for us. So again, the basic principle is we have an asset tag on every asset. There is a registration app. It is used to activate the tags because you don't want them to beacon and consume battery before they are applied and put to use. And then, of course, the capturing app. And this runs automatically in the background on all the approximately 10,000 devices. Data from the app is then transmitted to Lyngsoe Live, where our data engine, position engine, and tracking engine all make the data into meaningful events. These events can then be handled by the asset flow management backend. This is where the front end can create reports, making it useful to human beings. There are 4 standard reports: inventory, search, exchange, and flow. I'll show you a few examples of this, just to give you a brief idea of what the front end looks like. Here is an asset exchange report. You filter on a certain time. There could be several asset types. In Posti's case, there's currently only the transportation units, meaning the roll cages, and to and from can also be filtered more narrowly. In this case, it shows all the assets exchanged within the month of July in all of Finland. Another example here is the asset flow in and out. Again, it is filtered on all of the assets in all of Finland. So what this effectively shows is how much flows in and flows out in half-hour intervals over the time period of the month of July. Obviously, this is what is used to utilize the fleet of assets more efficiently and also know where they are. And then, of course, the Viking tag, that is the data capture device for all of this, is made in partnership with BeyondTag.